So you are doing everything right, investing every month, tracking your spending, living below your means. But when you check your balance, your investment balance, the number barely moves. Meanwhile, you hear about people whose wealth seems to multiply effortlessly, like they cracked a code that you're missing. So you pivot, try a new strategy, switch systems, and you start over. But every time you do that, you reset the clock right before compounding was about to do its work. 7 years ago, I was broke and in a lot of debt. I restarted my financial journey 4 times because I kept quitting right before things shifted. Then I figured out the pattern. Wealth building has 3 specific breakpoints, 3 exact moments where everything transforms, where the math fundamentally changes in your favor. Most people quit at breakpoint 1 right before the explosion. So today, I'm showing you the exact numbers, what changes at each stage, and why understanding them means you will never sabotage yourself at the age of your breakthrough again. Because the difference between someone who builds wealth and someone who stays stuck isn't discipline or luck. It is having the awareness and the tools to push past the discomfort. So let's get into it. What does financial success look like to you? Some people, you could say a fancy car, a lavish vacation, a trust fund. But the truth is, real wealth has nothing to do with those stories. It's about understanding how money multiplies once you know the pattern. Financial growth isn't steady. It's like launching a plane. The runway takes everything you got, maximum effort, minimum altitude. Then suddenly you're airborne, climbing faster, breaking through clouds. But the problem is that most people quit right before the takeoff. They check their progress, see nothing dramatic, and walk away. And they miss the biggest financial shift in life. Here is the reality. If you invest $500 a month, small sacrifices, no extreme measures, early on, your account barely grows. It is very frustrating because I've been there. Most people quit right there. But underneath, the foundation is being built silently, steadily. Years later, you cross your first $100,000, and that is just the start. The people who build real wealth, they don't chase certainty, motivation, or instant result. It's like fitness. They stay long enough for structure and compounding to do the heavy lifting. The 1% doesn't have any secret information. We see the same headlines and news as they do. But the difference is that they tolerate what most people cannot: boredom, slow progress, invisible effort. Your automated investing system keeps moving even when you're tired and frustrated or uncertain. It's the plan you set up once, like automatic transfer into your investment, reinvesting gains, and following a proven strategy. No daily decisions, no emotional swings, no chasing hype. It works even when motivation fails you. You allow compounding do the heavy lifting while you focus on your life. Now, breakthrough level number 1, your first $100,000. So hitting $100,000 isn't just a milestone. It's a point where the math changes. Here is the reality. Investing $500 a month at 7% takes about 8 years for you to get to your first 100,000. Of that $100,000, $46,000 came from your contribution and $54,000 came from the compound growth quietly working in the background for you. It doesn't sound magic yet. That's because this is the most difficult part of this process. Progress feels invisible, motivation fades away. It's like pushing a massive stone uphill. But once you crest the hill, momentum takes over. Gravity switches sides and your money starts working faster than you do. From $100,000 to $200,000 is about 5 years more. Same $500 a month. But your contribution now is $78,000 and growth is $122,000. Same effort, but a drastic different result. No bigger risk, just consistency and time. So breakthrough number 2. $500,000. Around $500,000, something profound happens. Do not click off because your nervous system right now feels threatened due to this huge number. I used to do this and I'm still working through it. When I hear a big number, I would immediately disqualify myself and my nervous system would scream, "That's not possible. That's a lie," because it's trying to force me to leave so I can Keep that financial ceiling. Sit in the discomfort because it pushes your financial ceiling up. It expands you. You are born to have abundance so that you can help other people and make impact in this world that you came into. $500,000 is very possible for you if you understand the system and work the system. Because if I, as an immigrant who came to America as an adult, had no idea how the money system works in this country, got my first job at 35 years old, so late, I started so late. If I could do it within 7 years without any formal guidance, get to a 7-figure net worth, you can do better because I will personally push you, hold you accountable, and guide you at no cost. The link is in the description. This is the point where survival mode ends and choices begin. Let me reframe this differently. An average American household income sits around $78,000 yearly. Most people trade their entire time, their entire day working for that amount. But with $500,000 generating 8% return, you are producing roughly $52,000 annually without any work. Now let that sink in. Don't click off hearing all of these big numbers because you are retraining your nervous system to expect more from life. That is passive income replacing your full salary. At $500,000, your money stops being purely about survival. It becomes about possibilities. You can reject what drains you. You can pursue what energizes you. You have options to do almost a lot of things. And here is where timeline compresses even more. Maintaining that $500 monthly investment at 7%, reaching the next level takes just about 5 more years. That's when you hit your first 7 figures, $1 million. That number everyone talks about, but only few truly understands what it means. $1 million will not make you Elon Musk, but it does something more valuable. It rewrites your relationship with money completely. It proves that patience, consistency, and time will always beat intelligence, luck, and connections. So before we go further, did you notice the pattern? $0 to $100,000 took about 8 years. 100,000 to $500,000 to 10 years, and $500,000 to $1 million to 5 years. Each phase compresses, accelerates time, it gets shorter, and the figure gets higher. Growth isn't linear, it's exponential. But most people quit during the slow phase because they cannot see what is building. Compound growth operates on delayed timing. It rewards persistence, not speed. If you're still working towards your $100,000, you're not behind, you are in the setup phase. Every dollar you invest is like hiring an employee who never quits, never takes a break, and eventually hires more workers to work for you. So what happens once you cross the million mark? At 7 figures, your wealth starts behaving in ways that seem almost unreal to someone that is just starting. For example, consider this. $1 million at 7% annual growth generates $70,000 a year. No work on your part. The money works for you. Building that first million took decades, but the second million takes less than half the time. Think of launching a rocket versus maintaining the orbit. Breaking through Earth's gravity took enormous amount of energy. But once you are in space, you glide with minimal effort. Your money earns income. That income earns more income. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. It fundamentally changes how you view risk, how you work, and how you view your time itself. Before this point, you were chasing money, hunting it down, stressing over it, constantly in pursuit with almost no break. But after building this foundation, you realize that money isn't meant to be chased. It is meant to be deployed strategically. Money is a tool, not the destination. But smart people at this stage, they don't coast. They focus on protection and optimization. They diversify holdings. They reinvest intelligently. They don't spend or interrupt the engine. And this is where it becomes truly exponential. $2 million to $3 million needs only a 50% increase. I know that these numbers sound unreal, but you can totally do this if you commit to this system and not reset every year. 3 million to 4 million requires just 33% growth. You can notice that each new level becomes easier because your foundation is larger. What previously took you decades it's now happening almost automatically. It's like that stone that you push uphill early on, it's now enormous, rolling downhill, unstoppable. But the issue here is most people never reach this point, not because it's impossible, but because it's so uncomfortable. Just hearing these numbers, your nervous system is like completely out of alignment. It's like, no, 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 that's impossible. That's a scam. They're lying. That is your nervous system trying to keep you within your baseline. You want to keep hearing these numbers and expand your mind and see the possibilities that you deserve abundance and you are equipped to totally do it. I understand this because I was here and I'm still working through it. I had a lot of reprogramming to do to raise and expand my financial ceiling. The moment you see that something is totally possible, you are going to begin to work towards it. But when you call it scam and you just completely shut down, there is no moving past that. Compound growth demands something that most people cannot give, and that is patience. It requires believing in invisible results, continuing to invest when nothing exciting seems to happen, trusting the math and science working beneath the surface. Compound growth tests your patience far more than your intelligence. Understanding it, everyone can talk about compounding. It's easy, but enduring it is so rare. But if you can put yourself in that tiny percentage of people that can endure it, something truly remarkable happens. These breakthrough points aren't just about dollars or money, they're about transformation. Your first $100,000 taught you discipline, staying consistent when results seem non existent. $500,000 gave you leverage, options, flexibility, stability. Your seven figures gave you perspective. It helped you understand that wealth isn't about the hardest worker. It's about the smartest system and the longer timelines. That is the compounding secret, not speed, but endurance. Now, most of my clients ask me, what if the market crashes right after I start? This is a valid concern because mine did, and I lost a lot of money in the first 2 years. But when prices drop, your dollars can buy more shares. The crash that terrifies everyone else, that's your buying opportunity. With proper diversification and consistency, even market crashes serve your long-term goals. They're not disasters, they are discounts. Time always wins. The breakthrough doesn't happen for the smartest or the luckiest people. It happens for the most persistent. That's why I always say that success is a game of patience. Pick a system, commit to it long enough for compounding to do the work. I even found out that the more you know, the more broke you are because you know too much and you are doing too much. You have too much information and too many strategies, and you are switching strategies and learning this and trying different things. And this is you resetting every single time you load up a different strategy. Commit to one thing, stay on that system, and let time, patience, persistent, let compounding do the work for you. If you're just beginning, don't let slow progress discourage you. I started at 35 late and I stumbled the first 2 years because I had no guidance. But 4 years later, I built a multi-seven-figure network. It's the mindset shift, the calm, the confidence, the understanding that time is your strongest advantage. So begin, and continue, and don't stop. But here's what I've learned helping thousands of women build their wealth system. Generic strategies don't work. You need a personalized approach built around your income, your situation, your timeline. If you want help creating your custom wealth building system, something designed to reach these milestones faster, I'm offering a free coaching call, something I wish I had that would have saved me a lot of time and money. And because it's free, it fills up really fast. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and see you in the next video.